welcome to episode 4 of our Love Island podcast. Today on the show, we have Tebello. Say hi, Tebello.
Hello. Hi, I'm Tebello.
And we have Nicci.
Hey, everybody.
So, guys, let's get into what happened this week. A lot happened. So first we started on Monday with Jelena and Mishka entering the house. And then
shaky business. I don't want to okay, I'm very young. I know that, and heartbreak is a thing, but it was painful to just because I was like, she's hot. Like someone is gonna say something wrong. Yep. And I guess that's the point of the show, but what was that? Like, it was so awkward. So awkward. I wanted to turn off the TV. I was just like, what's happening? It's too much to do.
Okay, so then immediately after that, there was a rock between Millie and Xavier, and because Xavier was very attracted to Mishka. And then Ian and Talia hooked up. Jamie made his move on Summer. Chris and Jelena hook up. Millie and Xavier decide to break up because Xavier wants to explore his feelings for Mishka. Mishka's upset, rants about her friends.
Feelings.
Millie.
Talia and Millie's upset and rants about it to her friend. Talia and Ian go on a picnic date. Jamie pisses off both Summer and Millie and loses his shot with both of them. Ian decides he's not feeling his relationship with Tyler and ends things. Jelena decides she's not feeling things with Chris and ends things. Xavier and Mishka become a makeout on the daybeds couple. There's a weird Casa more recoupling, and the old girls pick first. Tyler picks Chris, Millie picks a side, Tanya picks Josh, Summer picks Ian. That leaves Xavier, Mishka, Jelena, and Jamie single and unsafe. The Islanders have to decide for which girl and which guy they would like to save. They choose to save Xavier and Mishka. Jelena and Jamie go home. Aside and Millie confront Xavier and Mishka about them being too affectionate in front of her. Ross enters the villa, takes Talia out on a date, and they kiss. Ross has his speed dates and seems to get along with everybody. Tanya also likes him now, putting Tyler once again on a guard. Ian and Aside have some weird intervention with Summer and Chris and then storm off. Millie decides to move on with Aside. Tanya tells Josh that she's just not feeling it. Kitty and Tats enter the villa. Kitty zeroes in on Chris while Tats seems to be into Tanya. The girls to the lap dance challenge and another bombshell enters, and that's where we ended off yesterday. 90% of this happened yesterday also. So
90% of what just happened yesterday.
Great. I just want to say disclaimer, because I don't know if anyone said this and I haven't read it anywhere. I know it's from last week, but Sarah actually got the show started, and I feel like she was the sacrificial lamb. By having sex with Assad. She propelled all the other girls to feel some type of way, because I felt like everyone was giving pics, which I expected. I was like, no, it's fine. This is Love Island South Africa. But then as soon as she did it, I'm like, okay, girl, all right. People are making out super fiction. So as much as she left, and I don't people didn't like her and whatever, we must acknowledge that she really was the showrunner for a bit. She got the show started. Now we are where we are.
She made Love Island, and not Friendship Island, because she got introduced when everybody was just friend coupling and Erin was hanging on her side. So
and she made the first brave move, I think, as well. In the side of Erin, that was the brave. That was a brave.
Look, I think it was more Assad that made the move, because she was like, oh, it happened so fast. I was like, oh, okay. Because you take your panties off, what? So,
well, you never know it can happen. Let's just
okay.
But the thing is, I think I respect. I don't want to say I respect her bravery, because I couldn't do that, because I know my mom would be watching, so I'd be like, okay. But I respect her for just being liberated enough to do what she wanted to do. And I think that even the comments from the last weeks were, Xavier saying in front of the group. That's the first moment that I thought that I liked him, because I was like, okay, I also have a crush on him. He was like, no, if I do it with her, I'm gonna get a bunch of high fives and she's gonna get slut shamed. And I think for me, like, and as much as all the other girls on like in South Africa, his intro video, cringe. But when you saw him actually be a boyfriend, I was like, he's so hot. I need to go on the show. I was like, let me pack my bag, let me do some spots so I can go, like, you know, introduce myself. But then, as we're saying, now we know the real him. And I
don't think we know the real him. I'm still a fan of Xavier. I'm still a fan of Xavier.
Between I love you as a person and I'm in love with you. That for me was like.
But here's the thing, I was trying to actually, but episode 22 is missing on catch up. So I couldn't catch the recoupling because I wanted to see what exactly did he say? What was his speech? I know he made mention of love, but at the same time, it's like, did he say I love you, or did I say I love the person?
He said I'm falling in love with you. He said, although,
but then that's still
the clumsy
that
one. No, because afterwards they had a chat, right? Because I was like, okay, cute, it's in front of our mates, but they had a chat. And then he was like, so, I mean, I believed him. Then he goes in, you know, the confessionals, and he's like, yeah, I just came out to find someone to build a life with, and I feel like she's that girl. I was like,
I feel like she is that girl. It still gives him that gap.
No, but you said I am in love. Like, you said it. As much as you might mean something as a person, you said what you said, eh? Like,
but you
said what you said. It's
only as good as the options you have available to you. And now he has more options available to him. So,
but I knew it was gonna happen. I hate to say it, like, because he's a rugby player. It's from Stellenbosch. I was like,
I'm still very much a fan of Xavier, despite the recoupling.
I'm really, like, I try to understand where he's coming from, but, like, you know, I think it's taking up most of the show. The whole Millie, Mishka, and Xavier thing is the only thing people are sort of talking about. And I don't think he was, like, acting, but I think it's a thing of being really comfortable with someone. Like, if you're kissing the same person for a few weeks and there's no one else pulling through, and, like, you're comfortable, you know? And he even said, when him and Libo were speaking, and he's like, dude, it's like we do the same thing every day. And I was just like, what do you expect to be doing? Go to the movies, go to dinner. You're in a villa. Like, I was not understanding what he was saying. And I was trying not to get too personal about it, because there's things that I don't like about Millie. So I'm not, like, on her side. I just think it's fine for him to like Mishka. It's just the way he went about it for me that was just a bit like, okay, now if I were Mishka, I would have my guard up, because you don't know.
But
you don't know.
I'm still on the side of Xavier. Even the way he went about it, I can respect him for how he went about it.
But he shouldn't have said, I'm in love with you, because he even, like,
I think
he needs subtitles in love with her. But then he must say that, like, own up to it. Don't say,
that's right.
You know, I love the person that you are. Like, just own up. Just say, look, dude, I said what I said. Like, I'm sorry for that. But he was like, no, but I hope we can still be friends. I was like, good for Millie that she's, you know, those kind of girls that keep it moving.
Again, there's an unseen bit that we don't know.
Can't wait to see it, because Mnet's messing with us.
Because I want to know exactly what was said in that conversation, because I got so confused, because it's like Millie's telling Mishka, oh no, she's telling Mishka, this is not what Xavier said. This is what Xavier said. And I'm like, I didn't hear Xavier say that in your conversation. And then she goes to Xavier and she's like, oh no, that's not what Mishka said. And I'm like, I didn't hear Mishka say that. And I'm like, there's chapters missing here. And the only sensible way that I can put everything together is the fact that Millie is in her own head. And she's only hearing what she wants to hear.
I think the thing is, like, it's embarrassing. I think that was my biggest reason of, like, not going on Love Island. Look, I've watched the show since I was, like, 16. And I was like, this looks like such a time. but being dumped by someone in a Speedo on national TV is just no. So I can understand where she's coming from. And I think Millie's the kind of girl that usually gets her way.
Yeah.
And I think she's the kind of girl that, like, I mean, she probably thinks she's so hot, and she thinks, you know, even the comment she made, we can mention that as well. I don't like the comment her and Summer having, when they were like, a girl like that. I'm like, what do you mean a girl like that?
That was so really good.
On that topic, that is not the first time she made that comment.
You can't say things like that.
She look, Millie, I feel, started feeling insecure already when Tyler came in. When Tyler and Tanya came into the villa, already she was like, okay, I need to prepare my defenses, setting up Libo and who's the other guy, Chris, to be like, listen, yeah, you need to downplay Xavier, you need to make him out to be an asshole. I was like, okay, whatever. This is like not how you go about it. Like, if you feel insecure about it, you need to check yourself, not have people campaign for you.
Yeah,
and
I
then
get that.
When that started happening, it's like Tyler obviously Tyler was hyper focused on Chris.
I don't know why.
Can we please talk about why she keeps going back when she knows? Like, okay, maybe she doesn't know, but like she keeps on setting herself up for heartbreak. Like, why do you do that?
No. Like, if we can just comment quickly on I don't want to say the white girls in the show, like, and that whole thing. And then we'll go on to why Tyler, like, doesn't know. I mean, I can tell how Chris is feeling. I don't know what she's feeling, but I can tell, and I'm watching TV. She's with him every day. She needs to.
And we watch the edited version.
Yes. I just think the thing is with the girls is that even when Tanya liked Chris, Tyler was confused. And it's this thing of why people needed to address in the beginning how we are as a country and like different races and people being attracted to each other. Like, it's not as easy as putting like two black people together and just being like cool, or putting two colored people together and being like, you guys are going to get along. We're all very different. And I feel like the girls are getting a little bit territorial, not based on how they're feeling, but based on their race. Because Tyler was making comments to Tanya like, why would you? And I'm like, you don't own him. You've known him for probably 12 hours now. And it's the same time this girl's also known him. Yeah. And I didn't understand why she was acting like that. And then the comments that Summer and Millie make, about Mishka, for me, like, it actually just seems like a little bit of, I don't want to say racial conflict, but it really outlines how different dating in South Africa actually is.
Yeah, and I also think it's important for us to see this, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, it's like there was another comment where Tyler said to Tanya that she doesn't understand Chris liking the new girls, as in Jelena and Mishka, because he said his type was more like her, like blonde. She said blonde.
Does she mean what?
And then
she mean white.
She mean white. She meant white. Let's be honest.
She does mean white.
Yeah.
Like, because I think they're a bit shocked. I think Millie is a bit like struck that Mishka got Xavier. Because I think it's that type of thing. And I think it's good that the rest of the world can see this, because there's like different kinds of racism. You don't have to outwardly call someone a name, but this is the kind of racism that exists in like dating. Yeah. You can't just like a white guy. There's so many things that need to be taken into consideration. Yeah. And that's when I was like, when they put the cast together, were they thinking about this? You can't just that's why like Tanya now doesn't like Josh. They're just black. They have nothing in common. I was like, why are you thinking it? I was like, no. The producers are
same like Tamina and Durang. Like, Tamina was not into Durang.
Yes, I was like, Durang's just black. Like, he has nothing to say. But that's what I'm saying. Like, the cast, I'm saying it doesn't make sense. You can't put a bunch of people and be like, okay, here's some extra black people, here's some extra like colored people. The way that Aaron and Xavier didn't get along, like, I don't know if Aaron's half colored or she's full colored.
She's full
but
colored.
it's something that like
colored.
We need, but they couldn't have a conversation. Like things
because
weren't
of her
making
upbringing.
Exactly. But
remember,
I'm saying, yeah, those are things that you need to consider when you're casting people.
I think, look, we can't speak for the UK and the US and the Australia versions of Love Island, because they all have exposure to similar cultures. South Africa is a melting pot of cultures with strong traditions. So for the casting A to flop in the very beginning and now be like, okay, we're just going to call in everybody and anybody and see how this gels together, like, and then whatever content comes up, and then not take into consideration that there's a possibility for such a crisis to possibly happen. And I mean, it's all happening online because we can bully them. We've seen this.
Exactly.
It's just, I don't know what they like.
Because we can't take them
like
off and like start shouting at them.
Yeah, we can't do any of that. But they do have a house mother there, clearly, thanks to Auntie Sarki that decided she's going to make an appearance in week 1. So they do have a house mother. There is a production team that's on site. Clearly, they hear firsthand what is happening. They also have the option to edit those out, but it's like, you don't see.
I do think,
I don't know, man.
I do think it's quite interesting, like the ones who thrive. Like I've always thought that this would be an interesting like case study in dating in South Africa, like compressed dating. Like where you can't go back to, okay, this is my white area, this is my black area, this is my you in that area. How will it change? And I think that the most important, like interesting thing that I've noted is that the ones who are more open and willing to date outside their race are able to thrive better. Not to say like, okay, Assad is thriving, even though, I mean, not outside their race, but instead of Assad clearly only likes white girls. I'm sorry.
It's clear. It's very clear.
Not even gonna beat around the bush. This guy only likes white girls. So,
but I'm saying, there's something to consider though when you were casting. Like, that's exactly what I'm saying. Do you think about how it makes the girls of color feel when they're getting dressed, when they like? Then you sit there and like, oh, no one likes me, you know, and like it affects your mental health. Me personally, I don't care because I'm outside. But I'm saying when you're in that environment, what happens? Like how do you start to feel when no one likes you and it's not because of the person that you are?
I think, how do I put this very gently? Not gently, but like, how do I put it in a way that it does not make them feel bad in the house? But I feel like, remember, they are either young, like fresh 20s, and yet looking like 35 in some cases.
It's confusing.
So it's just like I don't know how to put this. It's like they've only been exposed to this much. They've only been, so this is like their first real exposure, I would think, to dating. Cage and all his red flags, Summer and all her red flags, Millie and all her red flags. It's like it's all being publicized now. And I don't even think that they are aware of their red flags up until they leave the house and they're like, whoa, oh, okay, this is some things that I need to work on. Like they don't have any of those type of games that addresses that. Because if there's one thing that I do, like, not I know, but like I feel like that was the objective. It's like when they did the questionnaire, in the UK version, I think, and it's like, oh, how many people have you slept with? And then you had to like give your tally. That caused a introspection because it's like, me as a person, I'm not proud of this fact. Or hypothetically, I'm not proud of this fact, and how is this affecting the person that I'm in a couple with? For the person that is in the couple with this person, it's like, okay, how do I feel about this? How am I going to approach the situation? And how do we deal with this going forward? So it's like none of those games that they've been playing, I feel, addresses any sort of red flags or gives them any sort of opportunity to do any sort of introspection. Basically look towards yourself, pull yourself towards yourself. But like I don't think that's happening right now. And maybe it does happen because I mean it's like we only have 6 weeks of Love Island, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the finale is on the 11th of April. So I think we have
What?
Yes.
What was
So we have
that?
2 weeks left of Love Island. But yeah,
But then
just
it's like we were
so it's like
watching. What were
Millie
we
will
watching?
only go for the Millie
I think Millie's more
started
open.
saying Millie is open because her type is tall, dark, and handsome, and has
Everybody's
nice
type is
teeth.
tall, dark, and handsome.
And then yeah, everybody's type is tall, dark, and handsome, and then come aside and he's short, dark, and handsome.
I wonder actually like how Assad gets girls.
He
Really
only
do.
look. He's only he had a hope there with Jelena, that one.
Yeah.
He had hope there because she was the only one that came in that was shorter than him.
But he was not interested in her. Not at all.
Exactly, he wasn't interested in her. So yeah,
No, he didn't.
shame.
He didn't cover.
And he gets away with what he gets away with because I feel like he dates like 17 and 18-year-olds. So
I also feel like that for some reason.
I don't think he's the other one. I'm sorry. Like I liked him.
Yeah.
I liked this entry in the beginning. And also
are you bored of him now?
TikTok. It's not that I'm bored of him right now. It's just that he's starting to show things that makes me just like, come here quickly. Let me hit you. Come here.
But that's how I felt about Chris, because I just wasn't understanding what he's doing. There's a few things I don't get. Like in life, you need answers. For instance, why do we pretend cauliflower are chicken wings? You know, why is Summer still there? Does Chris want to be on Love Island? And when is coronavirus going to end? There's just like a few things that run on my mind like every night, and those are just some of the things. I don't know if he wants to be on the show necessarily, like, or if he's trying to find someone.
I think he's sad because he feels like he doesn't have any options, and that's why he's like very excited about Kitty.
She's lit, eh?
I love her.
What a vibe.
Her energy coming in, and she just zeroed for him.
She's just like, oh, and like Tyler, flip, she's gonna have a mental breakdown. Someone needs to go get our girl Tyler. She's not gonna be okay.
She's not going to be okay at all.
She seems to like Ross. I don't know for sure.
No, she's in love with Chris. Okay, she is infatuated with Chris. Do you know what I think? She built an idea of Chris on the outside, and she like built it up too much that for her it's not clicking, that he's not who she thought. You understand? And I think she's also one of those girls that like she's so stunning that she gets everyone she wants, and now she's like, what's going on?
We found out in the unseen but as well
I was
that
gonna say.
she matched up with Chris with Chris on Tinder as well, and he ghosted her.
I think he DM'd her on Instagram.
The show's so messy.
Yeah,
either which way. All I know is that there was initially a contact or some.
I heard that, but I thought that they met.
No,
they met
and
before.
Then apparently he sent her a message first. She replied, and then he never replied again after that. So can we count that as one rejection? And then two more in the house, and she's just like, oh,
but
no,
why did she come in for him? He obviously doesn't want to talk to you.
She probably thought it was like a misconnection, like you just forgot, or it wasn't like, I think she built it up in her head as, you know, this we were in contact, and he just, maybe he forgot about it or whatever, and then she saw him on the show,
I don't
and
think
she's
guys
like,
forget about things
this
like that.
is the guy I want. Like this, I seen his
I think
personality. Because I mean, like, I feel like some of the people they show in like the intros, and I'm like, and then I meet them in the show, and I like love them, like Xavier, like Tanya, like both of them. I was like meh when I saw them, and then in the show, like I love them because I know their personality now. But
yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is the thing about Chris. I think he knows what he wants, and he's waiting till the end. Like, he's gonna wait it out. And I don't understand like how Tyler doesn't see that, because I think men are very intentional. I don't actually think a guy forgets about you. Like, if you're someone to remember, like, he will remember you. And if a guy forgot you, you must also just forget him. Like, save yourself the embarrassment.
But isn't he also like only 21, 22?
It doesn't matter how old he is, just like forget it.
But she's like 24, 25, so you could have easily DM'd her.
We're in a shortage of men in this country. No.
And
we honestly have a shortage of men in this country. I don't blame her. You know, when you find a guy here in South Africa, just stick to him. It's not many. So I mean, I understand the desperation a little bit. Like, I understand the tears.
Yeah,
we have an issue.
You remember?
We need exports.
Eden, though, from connecting on Tinder.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. If you want to remember someone, you'll remember them. So
yeah. So I mean, he doesn't, not like, but he gets everywhere.
I'm glad he likes Kitty.
He's very excited for Kitty, and I'm excited for that possible connection as well.
That's why I like him.
Like she's such a vibe.
He's very open. Like he's willing to date outside of his race. He's willing to date like quiet people, loud people, young people, older people. He's just like willing. Do you know what I mean? I kind of feel that way about
he gave Tanya a chance.
I really like him and Tanya. I'm actually like bummed about that. I really wanted that to work.
But I think she likes Ross. All the girls like Ross. But
Ross has got himself in trap.
That's the thing.
I don't know.
I think he's just such a nice guy. Like, from what I can tell, he just asks the right questions. He's not like too invasive. I don't think he's as hot as everyone's making it out to be.
No,
and I think he's just no guys.
I don't like. Please help me understand.
I think after Jamie, they like, he's hot.
Yeah, like when they brought in Jamie, Josh, and then they were like, oh, the next bombshell, the Ross, and I'm just like, that's why I put out a comment and I was like, this is Chukustos. This is not. This is.
He's actually. I think his personality like shines for him.
He does seem like an.
He's got the height.
He has height. That's very important. NB. Daughter must be tall, eh?
But
I love that about him.
But his conversation for me, however, I feel is a bit pretentious. And I don't know how long he's going to keep up with that. Because he's like,
we only have 2 weeks left, so
I'm looking for deep conversation. And I'm like, but now Tanya and Josh actually connected because they could speak to one another and because they had banter. And then that banter dried up because we limited.
We kept correcting a grammar that was very annoying.
I don't know how she lived through that. Do you know, sometimes when some of these guys speak, I have to block my ears and pretend it's not happening.
That's me with Ian 90% of the time.
So embarrassing. And I tried to give him a chance. I thought I was being judgmental. I was like, no, I need to be accepting of other people's accents. I was like, nah, maybe but then he keeps making out to be like he's a prize. It's like, that's why I didn't get into a relationship early. I was like, no one wanted you. Relax. He's so rude. I was like, because he gets rude.
Yeah, no, that's my thing.
Then
not the actual rudeness.
No, but I'm saying like he starts to get rude. He acts like he's the prize. And I'm not saying he shouldn't be a prize. feel like even with the Rochelle thing, like he was forcing her to do that. He was forcing Aaron to be like, no, let's be friends. When Aaron's out of his league.
Yeah.
I just didn't get it. And now I'm like, with Kitty and Chris, like I can see a connection and I can see those things going on, but I'm just hoping he doesn't turn into Ian. Like, keep pushing all the girls away.
My thing with Ian also was like, this week when he said to Assad about Jelena, when he was like, he doesn't want to spend any time with her because she might just like him or something like that. And I'm like
Chris.
No, this is Ian.
Oh yes, exactly.
He doesn't want to spend time with Jelena. I was like,
you might need her. So
what are you doing? But he's very clear about his mandate. He's like, he wants a conservative Afrikaans girl. And I don't think.
Why did he come on Love Island?
Exactly. I'm like, that's why I'm like, people who limit themselves are gonna suffer. Him and Summer are gonna suffer because they only want a certain type of person.
I don't even know who Summer wants. If you could just like tell me, I could understand
I think Summer wants Chris.
But Chris doesn't want Summer.
So Summer, I blocked Chris in the very beginning. Not once, but twice. And now it's like, again, I feel there's a lot of Chris that we are missing because it's like, why do they make it seem like he's a scrambler? Like, why do they put him in the same category as Durang? And I'm like, I don't feel this. Like, you guys are basically making him out to be a villain for the exact same thing that Millie did, which was try and find a connection with whoever feels you've maybe not had a chance with, or that you've not been able to pursue things further with. So if Summer blocks him, Millie was in a relationship with Xavier when Chris came into the house and gave Chris no time. Now it's like, so I mean, by process of elimination, he kind of only has Millie left. But Millie was like, no.
I think one of his number ones when he came into the house, like he said he liked her. I think she was with Jay actually at the time, but he liked her.
But I just think like in the whole situation, I just my perspective on Chris is that I think he's such a nice guy, and I don't think he even has like super high standards or anything. Like I think he's pretty relaxed about things. I just think the girls have they build him up too much as well. And then like once he just is relaxed, I don't think they get disappointed, but because he's so like his banter's really like relaxed, he's very friendly. I don't want to say like they shame boys for being like too sexually attracted to them and like wanting to touch them and kiss them the whole time, like Assad. But like Chris just wants to have a chat. Yeah, he wants to have a conversation with you. And I don't think that they can keep it up.
Yeah.
Like I think they're expecting him to be like, okay, that was great 5 minutes of talking. Let's kiss. And he's not like that. Like he's so and I think that's mainly his issue, is that he's an adult. Like he's an adult. Like everyone else, okay, cool, and adults in some ways, but he's the only guy here that's like not trying to cuddle anyone. He's just trying to be with his mates.
He is, but nobody wants to cuddle back.
But also not Tyler. Everyone but Tyler.
No. But again, that for me is also like, that for me, I feel, okay. I think we've now jumped 120 topics that we had listed. But either which way, I feel like Millie and Summer are making unnecessary drama everywhere.
Exactly.
And I mean, it's like the reason why Tyler and Chris fell out, and I'm going to include Assad and Ian in that as well. The reason why Chris and Tyler, I feel, mostly fell out is because, like you say, Chris was there to get to know someone. There was an initial spark between the two, but then they started making out how, and I'm feeling like Tyler must have said that she's here for Chris, and then they made it out to be like, oh, Tyler's obsessed with Chris. And she called Tanya aside to say, listen, yeah, I'm not comfortable with the fact that you are trying to pursue Chris in front of me, knowing that. And then it became a, oh no, she like attacked Tanya for, and I'm like,
but I do think she should have relaxed. Her approach was a bit aggressive. Like, I get it. If you like someone, I completely understand your heart's fluttering, all that. But she was a bit aggressive. And Chris wasn't fetching her. She's fetching Chris. So it's like, if you're gonna fight for a guy, he needs to meet you half. Like, he needs to at least signal on the other side to the girls that, hey, I'm also trying to be with this. Do you understand? Like,
but
the way that
I think that
Xavier could
happening.
risk Millie, like, because Mishka's like willing to be like, I'm here for you, understand? Like, it's like they both indicated to each other it's not stupid. But then Talia's like, Chris is not meeting you anyway. You're like fighting for someone that's
but remember
not here.
when that happened, it was because Chris at that point in time was still hung up on Summer. So it's like,
I don't know why.
And again, it's like, and then Assad and Ian, it's like, I don't know, but I feel like there was a lot of things between, I feel like a lot of things that go wrong with whatever relationship is because of what someone whispered in the background. Which is
Ian. But that's quite obvious, I think, now. Because it's like,
that is definitely, because look at the council meeting that I had last night. And then Ian and Assad is like, oh no, don't turn it on me. I'm like, but that's right.
Assad storms off and then Ian storms off behind him. He jokes, both of them.
It should be turned on you guys, because even with Ian and Tyler as well. Ian was interested in Tyler, but then they were going on about how, oh no, Tyler's not reciprocating that affection because she's still speaking about.
What does he want? Did he want her to propose to him?
I don't know what to say.
These boys are very emotional, I don't know.
And then to Tyler, they were like, oh no, Ian is like, I don't know, there was just so many things that got whispered in the background that when Chris and Tyler had their conversation, I feel, whoa, I'm missing chapters here. Ian and Tyler had their conversation, okay, again, I'm missing.
I think Tyler was missing chapters.
Is it the editing, guys?
I think Tyler, because Tyler was so confused. She's like, we had a date and it was so nice. What is going on?
But she also had that change of mind after his conversation with Assad. And Assad's game plan was to get Tyler.
Because and she doesn't want him.
And I'm like, and Tyler obviously doesn't want him because I can't, I don't know who's gonna buy the ladder. It's just not going to work. So
that's true.
And then that happened, and it's just like, and now it's like the Summer and Chris situation. You have Millie talking to Summer, you have Assad and Ian talking to Chris, but you don't have Chris and Summer speaking to one another.
Like, and they want to do that after the fight. Like after everything blows up, then they're like, okay, the two of you sort it out.
No, but one thing that I also saw was also like everyone on the internet, like on Twitter, complaining about how Summer is just, she has this thing of like starting drama, but then liking to be a victim. I think she's someone who likes to be made up with.
Yeah.
I think she likes to be apologized to. She likes not the actual conflicts, but the ability, like, you know, when you're finishing a fight and a guy feels really guilty and he's just like, no, I like you so much. Like, she likes to be reassured.
Yeah.
And I think it's very strange that the only way that she feels reassured in a relationship is through fighting. Yeah. It's very weird because
it is weird.
It's like that's the only way she knows.
Maybe
that's what Cade was going through. Every time Cade tells her that he likes her, she thinks it's clingy. But they must fight for her to be like, I like Cade. I was like, yeah,
I think it was more like maybe fighting is her way of being like, oh no, these are the troubled waters we need to go through in order for this to work. Like she wants to get rid of all the trouble in the very beginning.
But why?
It makes me enjoy the bloody phase.
Yes. And now we can't even fully enjoy the new bombshells because can we go on to the lack of Casa more? Because they were recoupling and like there was no surprises. And then I was like, I thought I did something wrong. Like I thought I maybe wasn't watching, or because is it coronavirus that they couldn't go to like a new place, or
I think
was
it's
it like a lack of
sponsorship.
funds?
I think it's a
I
lack of
think it's a
funds.
sponsorship.
But then I think there should be a disclaimer. Like the thing is that the show isn't just watched by us, and I know
Because
that we
I
shouldn't be
actually
doing
think
shows to
that-
impress other people, but this is embarrassing. Like,
Because I actually
This is-
think that the villa that they're staying in now could have possibly been Casa Amor.
but
Because
then they
that's
should.
not.
But why did they bring people in?
No,
then
I
be like,
think-
do you want to stay together? Obviously, you spoke yesterday. There's no there's no test of your relationship. We'll obviously still be together. Like, do you understand? Like, there's no.
Yeah.
That's not the point of Casa Amor. Were you watching Love Island or not? Like, you've ruined it. Like, you ruined the points of what it is. Because I was like, I never look forward to Casa Amor, in my like little Love Island veteran thing, because I always feel so bad for the girls, but I always understand that sometimes it makes sense for someone to just be with the person who actually makes them happy. There's no point in sticking together if it's not gonna work. But that was a joke, and it was a waste of my time. And I'm starting to feel like this is a pattern in the show of like taking us for granted. We're not stupid. We know how this works.
And I think it's funny that they were all basically holding back for Casa Amor, and there is no Casa Amor. And it's like, okay, now what you gonna do? What you gonna do now? So it's just
and I
like,
was definitely waiting for Casa more.
It would have, and so was Millie, because she was like, I'm holding back.
But it's like I do think it's a funding thing. Like, I don't think they had enough money, but I know that for the first seasons they don't usually have Casa more because they're still obviously testing the waters and seeing if they if. But what I do think they should have done, instead of, if they couldn't do Casa more, is separate them. Even if it's in the same house, even if they put the divider, the old girls shouldn't have been able to see Jelena and Mishka. The boys shouldn't have been able to see Josh and the other one, whatever his name.
But that would have actually shattered Millie way more. Like, now that I think about it.
Yeah, but that's what it's supposed to do. You're supposed
but
to be nervous. You're supposed
I
to
couldn't handle it. Oh, no.
I would have loved it.
You know, like in the UK Love Islands, when the boys are like, but could I be happier? That was Xavier. Could I be happier? Then he's like,
when they come out, and like, they're gonna do it. And and you see,
I was just like,
oh, I love it.
And he said to Libo, it's like, I'm just gonna do what I need to do. I'm gonna make me happy. And I was just like, I understood that it has to happen. Every season has a guy like this, but it was triggering. It was just I wanted it to be Xavier. I wanted to be someone who wouldn't break my heart, because I didn't build Xavier like in a specific image or anything like that. I was just like, he seems so solid. He's such a nice guy. He seems like he has like really, I'm not saying he doesn't have good values. Like, he probably, he's probably a great guy. I just don't think relationships or long-term relationships are his forte, because I think he's one of those guys that's like super affectionate. We've seen it, it was very beautiful to watch, but he doesn't understand the difference between like, I'm in love with you and I love this person. And like, for me, that was being dribbled on.
But he's also a 21-year-old.
I know, but still,
they're all still finding their feet. And even he said, and it's like he said to Libo, yes, he's like, I feel like lust clouded my judgment.
I do think that was also a thing, like, but I think that that's the same with Mishka. I think that he's like physically attracted to her. I think that they're probably a better match than him and Millie.
The thing that I like about him and Mishka is that and I feel like there was this conversation between Millie and Xavier as well. Hence her being excited for the new guys before Mishka and came into the picture. But like, the two of them have said, look, it's nothing serious. We're getting to know one another. And yes, they're enjoying the benefits of getting to know one another, like who wouldn't. But if there is somebody else that comes in and they want to get to know one another, they are open to it. And
I
feel
think she
like
was
that is
only
what
blindsided
Xavier,
because Mishka's,
yeah.
I think
And I
that's
feel like he tried to communicate, like from my perspective, Xavier tried to communicate that to Millie, saying, I'm not ending things with you. I just would like to get to know Mishka. And she's like, it's over. It's over. I'm just like, bruh, the guy just wants to talk to her. And I feel like Xavier had that much respect for her and their situation to know that, okay, they can't be as affectionate as what they are now had Millie been open to him getting to know Mishka. Because it
but
would have just
then
been him and Mishka speaking to one another. And then in the event, he's like, okay, wait, I do find myself more attracted to her. He would then be able to go back to Millie and say, listen, yeah, I am feeling more of a spark here.
So do you guys think it's curtains for them? Like, do you think it's cut?
Yeah,
Like,
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
You see the way he was
Yes.
cheering for her, kissing aside. I'm like, you
Millie
guys
gave
don't
herself one day.
wait.
Oh, that was disgusting.
she said that. She really said that. She's my hero for that. But she really said she's giving herself one day to be sad.
No, but
I
that's
was
right.
like,
That's how you do things in Love Island. I'm sorry. That's how you go into that show knowing this is
she's
what you're going to do.
she's quite a sensible girl. That's what I respect about her. She's not in her feelings. I think Erin could have taken a bit out of Millie's book in terms of how to conduct yourself, especially when you've known someone for a week. It's been a week. But
3 days.
I don't think, thank you.
3 days.
I don't think that like Millie's ingenuous. I actually think she really liked him, and I think she was like building herself up to that level. And I obviously really feel for her. In the long run, I don't think that they would have stayed together anyway, like outside of the villa. But I think that what we're then seeing is like a rush now of people just trying to find someone. Like, I don't know if they know that the show was ending or whatever, but I think even like Kitty coming in for Chris, like I actually think he's going to stick to her. I don't think that there'll be any surprises because he knows his time is running out.
Changes.
How will she change?
I don't know who she would possibly change for, but I only see Kitty and Chris maybe not working out if Kitty changes, because Chris is definitely like Kitty's the one.
Yeah.
But Kitty on the other hand, she's just like she can be swayed.
She seems like she studied the show a lot before she came in. Like she was, I mean, this season, like she knew everybody's business.
We talk about that awkward conversation in front of Mishka.
Mishka. I was like, I thought that was a bit rude though. I'm not gonna lie. I was like,
I don't think she caught up. I think she only got to see the breakup, but she didn't get to see. I don't think she
that
realized.
A lot of girls, you know what I think
Mishka
it was? Girls were taking it like very personally what happened to Mishka. It wasn't like, unfortunately, we will, and especially because like I'm young as well and I'm around their age, like I think everyone just took it way too personally. We felt like Xavier was breaking up with us. And I think that like she maybe did that too. So I can understand, but I don't think it's right to blame Mishka because the point was for her to come in and find someone too. And what was she supposed to do? Like, just chill. He obviously was open to it.
In the words of Katiwe, I would respect.
Yeah, but that makes no sense.
Like, and I won't go after my friend's ex. That is her.
They weren't friends.
Yeah,
they weren't friends.
Exactly. They just met.
That is Katiwe's reasoning. Her reasoning is
you can't go in.
Millie and Xavier was in, but that is what she's there. Like literally, like the way she put it out there, she's like, she's only going for the guys that's available to her, and that is why she needed to establish with the girls who are they with, so that she can. And then she was like, "Oh no, I'm attracted to red flags." And then they were like, "Oh, Chris is a bunch of red flags." I'm like, what red flags is Chris? What red flags is Chris? Please tell me.
I love that comment. I like red flags. I was like, you girl, you know yourself.
I wish the rest of us were a little bit more honest about it. But I think the thing was with Kitty is that look, I think that what she said was a little bit uncalled for. Obviously, we asked for the show to be spicy, and she brought the spice. So we can only deal with so many bland people. I wish if Summer was gonna be this rude, she should do it out in the open.
Yeah, and not say, I didn't say that. We get along so
because
well.
I just now I feel like she needs to go. Cut. Like, I'm over it.
How many people? I posted this last night as well, because I was like, if there wasn't a bed for Ross, where are all these new people going to be sleeping?
Yeah, because of the lack of Casa. Now there's too many people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's like, they would have to do a recoupling Monday.
Yeah,
so
because there's 4 single people now.
There's
Mishka and Xavier also count as singles.
Mishka and Xavier. Wait. Mishka, Xavier are the singles.
And then Ross.
And then Ross.
And then Katiwe and Tet.
Who do you think Ross is going to end up with?
And this new
Tyler.
person.
There's no one else for him. I mean, I think he might go for Tanya, but I think that seems a lot cooler than Ross. I don't know. I find Tat's better looking, number one. But this is my personal opinion. So I kind of I don't know what Tanya is looking for. But I find that I would never have taken a side out on a date for one. But I mean, I find Tat's better looking, and he also seems like charming, but that might not be what she's looking for. So maybe what she's looking for is Ross, and then there might be a Tyler, Tanya situation.
Another one.
Yeah, they might.
Another one.
I hope she gets Ross, because I'm like, Tyler's had like quite a bit of time, and she really did have a side, and she didn't want him. And yeah, I'm just like looking for a bit of content now. I think it's getting a little bit annoying that we know who the winner is, because
but I think there's cats coming there as well.
But I definitely think so.
No, not with a new girl, with cats. I got a feeling that there is Timna started showing insecurities, and Libo was confused because he's like, I've been on my best behavior, I've been only committed to you, and yet I'm getting the 3rd degree because Mishka threatens our relationship.
How many types do you have?
Because she's my
she killed me. Do you know the moment that they started speaking Casa, I knew, like, I was like, no, this is getting started. These new girls shook them so much that they need to start speaking.
So I'm like, okay, so if Timna and Libo is like feeling, because I don't know, as a female, I know if I'm insecure, I tend to self-sabotage. And I feel like Timna might be headed in that direction where she's going to self-sabotage what she and Libo has. Like, she's going to start seeing things, and I have a feeling Katiwe is going to be the catalyst to that. Where it's like, Katiwe will speak to Libo and just have like,
because she's more chilled. Yeah.
Exactly. They'll just have like banter, but she will be, I don't know, maybe even the new girl will speak to Libo and they'll just be like, hey, why you misbehaving yourself? And then Tats will maybe be like the golden boy.
I think she's actually a little bit insecure about how happy she is. I think that she actually can't believe it. And she's like,
that's what I'm saying.
She actually can't believe that he is like, real.
You tend to self-sabotage once you feel insecure.
I start to feel like that, definitely. Like, so I think personally, as a girl, I understand where she's coming from, but I do think that she needs to just stick to him, and she needs to like calm down.
Yeah.
But it's hard because I don't think she even has like a confidant friend in the villa besides Libo.
Tanya.
I think she has seen Tanya get along pretty well, I think
they do, but I think it's hard to be honest with another girl that also liked your man in the beginning about how you're feeling, like that you also are scared, especially because he came in full force. Like, he was like, I had a dream about you, so I was like, okay. I would be like, all right then, thank you. But it's nice that she gave him a chance
now.
Maybe there'll be a guy. Maybe there'll be a new guy for her. This show, you never know.
I think she's winning regardless. I think
she's gonna win.
I do think we need another.
as a Twitter society, we decided that we're going to take similar to the end.
Timna.
And I think Liba also knows that she's going to win. So I do think that Liba really likes her. Like, I know a lot of people are doubting Liba. I actually think he's in it for her. I do think so. But I also think that he knows that she's the smart choice. That he needs. That's why he's clever. And like, maybe he'll entertain a little bit, but he will never
With the other girls
stray, because he knows that Timna is the
she
prize.
is the winner. She's the winner.
So I think that
not them. She is.
She.
So I think he is the one. That if she's insecure, he will fight for her as well. I think that
I also think so. I think he might do something a little bit like strange that's going to start a fight, a big fight, but I think he'll make it up. I don't think that they'll break up, because now I think that they can also feel that they're getting to the end of it.
Yeah.
And in previous Love Islands, we've seen guys start to play the game as well. And I think that people are starting to play the game. I think that's one of my biggest fears. You know, all my friends were like, why don't you enter Love Island? Like, why don't we go? Since we're finished with varsity, we have a bit of time on our hands, we're in a pandemic. And I was just like, can you actually imagine being on national TV and showing everybody how bad you are at relationships? I was like, no way. I'm not going to be famous because of that. Pick something else.
This is also why I don't understand why they keep saying Chris is playing a game, because the smartest way to play the game is to pick someone and stick with that person to the end. That's the smartest way.
He is playing a game, though. He is. He won't just pick any girl, because girls start to also notice things about you. Like, he's going to bore you if he doesn't like you enough.
Yeah, okay.
So if he's like not cuddling you, all the other guys are kissing, Chris wants to go hang out with the gents, go talk about like pizza ovens or whatever those boys talk about. You'll start to just also be like, no, he's playing a game. And I think that he would rather play the game with someone that he feels like he actually likes. And I don't think he has that yet. So I think he's going to play the game with Kitty. I don't think.
Yeah,
it wouldn't have made sense for him to play the game with Summer. Summer is emotionally exhausting. I would have left the island. She's a lot.
Summer needed to leave with Paige. That's what needed to happen.
But I was wondering why she didn't, because she was crying so much. I was like,
but it's because of the conversation that we missed. Paige says, it's like, once you close this door, there's no turning back. And you're hurting my feelings. I was just like, okay.
You're playing a sick game. You're hurting my feelings.
My feelings. But I was like, first it's like, I'm not your friend anymore. And I was like, you're hurting my feelings. I'm like, bruh, are we in grade 5?
I respected Cage for expressing himself, Jim. I really did, because I was like, the whole time, he wore his feelings on his sleeve. He wore them
all over. He wore them like he wore his hoodie. Everybody could see
one
his
for
feelings.
me. You're the one for me. I was like, oh. But then I wanted him to slow down, because I was like, she's gonna hurt you. You need to relax. You need to chill out. And we saw the effects of it. And I think that the guys need to take a page out of Assad's book. He knows what he's doing. And him and Xavier know what they're doing.
I don't know Xavier. I'm still very much team Xavier. But Assad is playing a game.
No, Assad is definitely
playing a game.
And he needs
Ian is there for her. Ian is on the wrong game show. Ian needs to go somewhere else. There we go. He needs to go there. Because he's looking for that wholesome conservative person.
These girls are running around in their bikini. Where does he think he is?
I don't know where he thought he's gonna find a wholesome conservative person on Love Island in a 2-piece. It's like, okay, that's nice. It's cute that you think that, but okay.
I think he also wants someone that's like so dedicated to him, and he doesn't give anything. He doesn't have the content he thinks he does.
Yeah.
He doesn't have range as a man. He is one page, one book, one chapter. Like, he thinks he's a library.
He's the cream soda and knickknacks that they had at their date.
I'm telling you, like, he's an awesome guy for some girl out there.
But not on Love Island.
But she's not on Love Island.
Yes.
She's not.
Definitely.
Like, I wish a producer
So-
can tap him on the shoulder and like let him know.
I'm actually really
You need to.
I'm
you need
actually
to
really
vibe.
frustrated at how much aside Ian, Summer, and Millie are steering the game. And I think that needs to
Yeah.
end. And I think they
Yeah.
they need to do something where
And
also-
Summer, because she's also staring.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to leave.
I think they need to do something, another audience type thing. And I know this one will probably just tell who's like in the bottom 3. But I feel like they need a bit of a like a range, like not a range. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a check to say like, you know, you're not as popular as you think you are.
Yeah.
Like I
No,
need
but
like with that
this-
ranking game, like that put them in their place. Like every time
that
Sierra was
made
near
them-
the bottom, and like, you know, they didn't realize how much, you know, how and the fact that Chris was near the top, they didn't realize how much the audience liked Chris.
It was
Yeah.
actually very shocking to me that they didn't know that Tina was running the show.
Mm.
I thought it was weird that they didn't know. I was like, are you in the same villa as her? Like,
So the
you guys
fact
not
is that-
seeing this girl.
So
This is
Timina-
shocking.
Timina and probably Libo are the most popular. I mean, okay, maybe Xavier.
currently.
Timina, yeah. But
Xavier.
like, yeah, so it's probably Timina and Xavier. But you don't see them try and steer the show all the time.
Also, they don't get the most screen time, which is very confusing. Like, there's a lot of
Because
screen
there
time
was
for
all this
people.
drama that needed to happen and
Mm.
unfold in front of our eyes. Like,
And the bombshell dances. Let's talk about that because
Yeah,
we
okay,
have it.
we need to wrap up. So let's go. Let's do
Oh,
the last dance.
Yeah,
We've been talking
the
about like an
last
hour.
dance.
that was so exciting. That was.
I
that was great.
love that reveal in Love Island. Like that's my favorite part when they do the dances and then the new girl comes out. And Asad knew that. Did you see Asad?
Yes.
He was like,
So
a new girl is
excited.
coming. A new girl is coming because he
He
knew.
loves hunts.
And he
loves
knows Love
girls.
Island so well because he knows what that
Ah,
challenge means.
Exactly.
Exactly. He planned.
But like the look, okay, we know that Summer we learned last night that Summer is a professional dancer.
Yeah, she wasn't bad.
Yeah. She was
so-
great.
Yeah.
So
But I was
okay,
like-
we expected a normal show out of her, really.
Yeah.
Millie's handshake. Oh gosh.
Shady.
Like, why? Like, we just ended off with you being like, oh, we were mature enough to save you to let me just shake your hand.
But that was also a move.
Um,
That was a clever move.
It was funny.
Mm.
It was hilarious. It added spice to the show. It was funny.
And then the kiss with the sword, I think, was the most awkward thing to watch ever.
It's so
Tyler, for
deep.
someone who's an actor, I don't think that Tyler.
She look
I
so
don't
hot.
understand
I was
how
like,
Tyler
I don't
can't
understand
dance.
why are you so shy coming out. Like, why are you so awkward? You are. You
Yes.
look amazing. Just come.
Someone
and
should have given her a little bit of.
own it.
It's like she's
She
just
was
like,
like-
"Oh,"
she was very
I'm like,
stiff.
Don't
Yeah.
do that. And then
I was in-
I mean, I expected moves out of Timna and Tanya. It's like
Tanya was my
definitely
favorite.
going to
She was
happen.
my
It
favorite.
was so
they
hot.
they didn't show enough of Mishka for
They just
me
showed
to
her
really
and Xavier.
comment.
Mm.
Yeah, for me to
Kitty
comment
was
really on
boring. I'm
what.
sorry. I was like, I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
But
I don't
I
think
also
they showed
felt like that.
enough for me to be like, oh, okay, this is. And then when the new girl came out, I was like, okay, now what? Now
Yeah,
who's
I
gonna
wonder
show
what's
who?
gonna happen.
And even the girls were like, oh, all over
But
my
do-
mans. I'm like, but she didn't get the mandate, guys. She
she
didn't get
came
the
in and
memo
she
to
gave
say.
like middle finger. She's like, I'm not Kitty. I'm not gonna respect any of you. Let me come. I will dance all
I'm
over your
here
man.
for
I'm
my
not gonna give a
connection.
kiss on the cheek to Libo. I'm gonna.
I'm like,
I was like,
"Woo."
Tina is going to kill you. I was like, she's
Their
gonna jet
facial
you.
reactions was the best.
Mm.
But,
But
now
what
the
I-
show,
what-
yeah, sorry.
I'm probably going to be upset about is if Timna takes this out on Libo.
She will.
Because it's not
In
for
Casa.
Libo to be like
She will. Trust
I
me.
don't-
I can't wait
I-
to see
I think-
that conversation.
I
I
think
hope she
all the
does.
guys
That's-
were like there and they were like, are you shocked to see that there's a new girl? And then just shocked in general because she just came for all of them and it was like, okay.
Tima
Okay.
acts like Levo brings the new girls. She acts like he finds the producers. And he's like, and I get where she's coming from. She's like, how many times? She's so upset.
How many more types do you have?
Exactly, but like
So
she acts
funny.
like he's the one on the phone, like. Like it's so funny, but it's so sad. Like, she's acting like he's bringing in these girls, like it's as if it's a party and he's organizing Stogo, and he's not. Like he's just here. Like, I feel so bad for him. Like,
but okay, we'll see.
like,
Look, at the moment, we can say, based on last week with certainty that I almost said Limna is still a couple.
It's gonna be
Liverpool
a
and
couple,
Limna
but
is
they're
still
gonna
a
fight.
couple. But there's gonna be a fight happening there. And then
Yeah.
Xavier and Mishka, I don't understand why they didn't give the bed to Ross, because like really now,
I don't think they're allowed to.
everybody knows you guys are married, so can you just share a bed and then Ross can sleep in the other
Shame
bed,
Ross on his little mattress.
Shame. I think now they're gonna just try to push for Mishka and Xavier to stay together. Like I don't think a new girl will come in and Xavier will be like turning his head, because the fact that they don't even show Mishka's whole dance, like they're not giving her range either. They're just putting her in a couple.
Yeah.
I think that's very boring because she seems to be a star. So I wish they would like give her more to work with.
No,
I mean,
I
Tats
think
came
that
in and
drama
she was like, "This is my type."
Now it's like, ooh, what? Huh? Say that again.
When she and Tats came in and she was like, "That's my type," but when she came in, she was like, she was there for Libo. She was like, "He's my type."
Yes.
And then,
but then she probably saw that there's no ways that she can compete with Timna, and then she was like, okay,
it's too much of a barrier. Like,
yeah,
Timna's she's not a hill, she's a mountain. Like,
but it's like the guys too. Like, I don't think the guys are willing. Like, I mean, Ross said he liked. I mean, well, he said Timna was one of his favorites before to Tyler. Josh also said that, but the guys, they're like, it's no point even. They don't even bother trying. I feel like trying to get in there.
Yeah, I also think that. But I think it's just also the aura. I mean, I would hope that if I got in a couple on Love Island, that my man would also just be like, don't touch her. But then in the dance, like the bombshell thing, he was like, Libo made a comment and he said, the girls didn't even try to like shake Timna, they were like, they could have just tried a little bit. And I think that he wants to, like, I'm not sure what they're going through as a couple. Like, do not shake Timna. Like, they're already arguing. I was like, what else does he want? Like, I don't know what he wants.
He wants more of a neck. That is what he wants. He wants to see, okay, how much can I really push the boundaries of this one?
Do not
do that. To feel like part of the squad. I think he wanted to feel like all the other guys. Like everybody else was getting dances from everybody, and he must just lamb the whole time. Just
and all the girls like,
he's on the cheek. He's on the cheek.
But okay, guys,
I think he wants to feel like one of the boys.
Yeah, it's exactly that. Guys, who do you think is gonna go for the newest bombshell? I don't know her name, so we're gonna have to call her.
We know nothing about this newest bombshell except that she.
Do you think she's hot?
I think she has a very nice face. I didn't see enough of a dance to know if she's hot.
I don't think they showed enough of her or any flattering angles whatsoever.
I was just shocked. I think I was just in shock.
There
was a lot in one episode.
And you must still deal with the shock, and it's like, I don't see you. Like, I don't see you. Like, I thought it was a mannequin at first. Because I was like, this is not real. Like, there's too much makeup happening. I would be very
interested to see if her and Xavier got along, because him and Mishka are not that deep. No, but I just want to see if they would like get along, because Mishka had spoken to Ross and she was like, no, I like Xavier, but obviously, I'm not trying to be too deep in it. So I just want to see that, like, if they even have some sort of vibes, and it's not all the way. Would it shake Mishka? Like, would she break Xavier's heart? Like, I just want to see her, like, how she is, her character development.
That would be Millie's cherry on top. Yeah. You see, you left me for a girl like that.
Like that.
Yeah, no, I think Mishka and Xavier are gonna stick it out. I think if Mishka wants to try something, she'll try it after the villa. I think she knows that this is what she has to do now, because she's already like the other woman. I don't think that she will change
But
that.
you never know with these girls, hey? Like, you just never know. Girls change their minds in their sleep. They like have a game plan, wake up, go outside. You know, it's Love Island, so it's not real life. So I think maybe if there's like a really hot guy that comes in and he's great and he has a conversation with Mishka, I also want to see how Xavier like reacts to that, because when all the guys like Millie, she never really like gave them any sort of chance. So Xavier was always safe, you know?
Yeah.
So I just want to see how he reacts in those kind of situations. I think now I'm just playing with people because I'm like, I don't know who it is. Let's just see how you guys react under pressure.
I just think
I hope the producers hear me.
The new girl if she has like, we don't know what like her banter is like. So if she has good banter, then obviously that ups.
That's what I'm saying.
So like,
that's what I'm saying. And we also don't know how her body looks.
Nothing. Exactly, she came in there with a
I feel like
Holland outfit. What do you call those dances?
Oh, those
like
those Swiss people.
Oh
yeah, that was like the
German
that in the Lederhosen.
Yeah,
Lederhosen.
Yeah, the only thing she was missing was the clay shoes.
I hope that everyone, you know, gets along, whatever. I hope there's no fights. I hope Summer leaves. I can't do it anymore. I hope Ian goes.
I mentioned this before, and we'll mention this for now. I feel like with the public vote that happened this week, that Millie and Ian are leaving the villa because of their appearance on the man cave in tonight's episode. And I don't think it makes sense for them to have been given a pass to leave Love Island to go back into Love Island. So
true. Are they getting interviewed on Man Cave?
Yes. So the Man Cave SA and Love Island is doing some sort of crossover, but it's like I don't know.
It could have been filmed before. That's an option. Because they're both original islanders. So it could have been filmed before they went into the house.
I think she got voted off, but I think I don't know what content the show has.
Because who did you vote
people like her? Me, to leave.
Both of you.
To stay.
Yes. Okay. No, to stay. Because
Tebello,
I voted for my girl. I voted for my girl Timna. Now I voted for my girl Timna. Like, I hate to be predictable. I was just like, I just so enjoy her, you know.
I didn't know that. The first time around, I didn't know that we had 100 votes to vote with. So I just voted like once.
I voted twice. I also I voted for Chris. Like, the thing is, I like Chris. I think me and Chris can be friends when he lives together. That's my thing. I just think he's such a cool guy. When he speaks to everyone with respect.
Yeah.
He's never been like a problem in the villa. And I feel like if Libo ever leaves Timna, she needs to split the money with Chris. But I don't like, I feel a little bit like the islanders are being a bit pretentious. It's not about them being young, because I'm young. They're very entitled to other people's feelings. People are allowed to not like you back.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they, like, it clicks for them.
Understand that.
They're on Love Island. This is not real life. And they're not entertaining me. So I'm like, what are you doing? Get off the TV.
It's wild for me that Millie would have had less votes in Summer. That's wild for me.
Who's voting for Summer? Who is
the family? Clearly.
They need to stop, because they're making her be bullied more. When she gets off and reads these comments, then we have a problem. They need to stop. It's not about support now. It's really about like common sense. She's not giving us anything. She's not gonna win.
Yeah, who's she gonna
be? So why are they voting for her?
For all we know, maybe 3 of them leave. Then Summer is included in that.
But then
they can only save one person.
If Summer goes to the finals of Love Island, we need to rethink the next season. I will volunteer to be one of the producers. Because no one knows what they're doing.
I've been waiting.
I'll volunteer to be a house mother, just so that I can grab one of them and be like, come right. Just come right.
Okay, Nicci, tell us who you voted for.
I gave 20 votes for when did this vote took place on Tuesday? So Tuesday I was still in my nice fields. So on Tuesday I voted for 20 votes for Limna. Why do I keep on wanting to say that? Libo,
Was there?
Xavier and Mishka. I gave 20 votes to them. Because
Okay.
I'm like, okay, you guys are my top running couples. I think you guys are content. Let's see how this goes.
So no
And
one
then
else is a couple. So
and then I gave 10 to Josh and 10 to Tanya because it was still very fresh that night. And I was like, this is cute, but it's cute too soon. But I'm going to give you guys a chance to see how this plays out for you.
I don't know.
Yeah, further than that, it was only Millie. Shame I didn't vote for Chris.
I
Shame,
voted.
I just
Love
remembered
Chris.
now.
So I voted
Yeah, I
maybe.
love
But
Chris.
I voted my 100 votes out. I was like 20, 20, 20, 20, 10, 10.
I had
Okay.
I took
Shame.
300 votes because I voted on the app,
When did you
on the
get the other
mobile
200?
side, and on the website. I was like, I am making up all my votes. I voted. I think when I was on the mobile, on the app, whatever, I did like 5, 5, 5 all the time, and then I kept on going in circles of 5. And then I think I voted maybe 10 times for Chris, but then he said he wanted to get in 1 million. By that time, I was like, dick of Millie, so I stopped voting for him. And then I voted so I split the rest of my votes between like equally between Timna, Libo, Tanya, Mishka, and Xavier. And that's it. And like just the others I voted like 20, 20, 20, but that first initial one, 10 went to
like I'm done with Summer and Millie's
Summer, Millie, Ian, and Asad.
gossip sessions. I'm done with Ian and Asad. I'm done with Ian because he's so dry. Oh my god.
I think if they're boring and they can keep to themselves, that's fine. Like Tyler mostly keeps to herself. You know, like yes, sometimes she has an action, but like for me, like she's
always crying. She doesn't keep to herself.
But no, my problem with Ian and Summer is that they're boring, but they always want to make cake. So I'm like, no, I can't deal with that. I like to say when he was bringing the drama, but now I'm like,
I wish you could send them messages like on the Hunger Games, like to give them a note or some cream or something with a note. So I can just be like to Tyler, stop crying, stop it. And then to Ian, shut up. Like, and to some pizza by. Like it's the island has voted.
But Ian told her, did he tell her this week or last week when Ian said, okay, you need to start making moves now because your time is running out here. You've been saved enough.
Didn't Millie say that to her? Millie said you were saved twice.
I feel like Ian said that to Summer.
I think it was Ian because he's the one that saved her.
Yeah.
When they were like, oh, we're just friends, friend couple, friend island.
It could have been.
Friend island.
I don't know, Millie and Summer and the way the two of them gossip about everybody.
It's so
for
toxic.
Me, it's like,
guys, she said that we mustn't pretend that people don't gossip, but like not everyone gossips like that.
No,
we all gossip, but
that's
you being nasty, like that's not
and
cute.
Then Asad annoys. Ever since his breakup with Sarah, he annoys me. Like
I didn't understand his breakup with Sarah.
Tyler came in. That's why.
Tyler came in.
Yeah, that's his breakup.
But he didn't even get Tyler. That's what I'm saying. Like I didn't actually get it because he switched. He woke up and was like, "We're friends," and I was like, "You went to sleep having had sex with her," and I'm not saying that you guys have already formed that type of relationship with each other, so it's like fine. You're both consenting adults, like you can decide in the morning if it's working or not. But like no one changes their mind that quickly. You could have said, "Can we take the day to think about this?"
Nope.
Like
Tyler
for me that,
and he didn't even have a date with Tyler. That was like,
but he wanted to be clear so that he can shoot properly.
Exactly. But he spoke basically. It's like then he had to sow seeds of doubt with Ian, with Chris, or it was Chris at the time, so it's like sow seeds of doubt there with Chris, sow seeds of doubt with Ian, because you knew that Ian wanted to pursue things with Tyler, and then he was like, no, but Tyler's obsessed with Chris, and then speak to Chris about how Tyler is obsessed with him, and
then he was speaking to Tanya, getting Tanya to like Chris even more.
Exactly.
Like being
so
brother-sister relationship.
Then it was like, and I don't think he thought that Tyler would break up with him.
I think he would convince her.
He didn't expect that. I also did. I kind of knew Shame online, but I just knew because she doesn't seem like the kind of person that wants to be with someone that's short. But also that, like, Assad is very, like, the thing is, he was nice in the beginning, but he's very disingenuous now because he's playing a game. And I understand, like, he needs to play a game. What he's done is very clever, the way that he got to Tyler, like, fine. But it's just coming off a little bit.
But now he's got no options.
He's going to go home.
No options.
He's going to go.
Here's Millie.
No, but I don't think Millie's going to be with him because I actually think that Millie's going to go for Ross.
You think so?
I think she's going to go for Ross because I think she likes Ross and Tanya likes Ross, but Millie knows that she can get Ross. And I think she's with Assad to be safe because she knew that Assad would not break up with her.
But she said that with her date with the Josh, she realized that she liked Assad more.
She's lying, okay? She's lying. She was lying. Because she needs Ross to be the one that's like, I like you so much. Do you understand? Because she's already felt so insecure about how the Xavier thing happened. And I think the only reason why she's with Assad is because she knows that Assad, like, won't end it with her. Like, I think it's a security thing that she's also playing the game. I actually don't think she likes Assad. I think it's like,
I think her, like,
she's just there.
She was willing to, like, the three guys, her three options was Ross, Assad, and Josh.
She's lying. Guys, Millie's lying, okay? I know girls like Millie, okay?
So do you think she'll pick, would she not pick Josh because he's single? Josh has no options right now. Kitty's not into him. The new girl might be into him.
She would only pick Josh.
The new girl is shorter than him, so maybe.
But he's tall, though. No, we're talking about Josh.
We're talking about Josh.
Oh, snap.
Because we're talking about Millie's options that she said that who she wants. But, like, my thing with Millie is that she's only going to go for people now that are obsessed with her. Like, she's not going to take any chances. She's not going to take any chances.
So you don't think
she likes Ross.
I don't think Assad. Do you not think Assad's going to be obsessed with her because Assad has no other option? He only likes white girls. There's either Millie or Summer left. That's his only two options.
No, Millie's too tame for him.
Nope. And you're not even kidding.
Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. So where can people find you on social media? Nicci, you can go first.
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's Nicci, NICCI_Arrison, which is ARRISON. And I think that's the only accounts I have. Oh no, but I do have TikTok, but I'm not that yet active on it. But I'm a consumer now.
Okay, tell us who your favorite contestant is. Actually, just who's your.
Oh, my favorite now.
Not who you think is gonna win. For your favorite.
Look, it happens to be that my favorite is the person that is going to win this. So it's gonna have to be Timna. She's my favorite. But we don't know what's gonna happen in the next 2 weeks. That might change. Otherwise, my second favorite would be Xavier. Currently, through it. I'm Team Xavier.
Hey, Tebello, where can people find you on social media?
So I don't have Twitter. I'm gonna get Twitter because it's obviously where everything happens in life. I was just using my sister's Twitter because I needed to find out what was happening. So I'll link my Twitter to my Instagram, which is I am Tebello. So I am TEBELLO. Please don't add me on Facebook.
And who's your who's your favorite?
okay, obviously, like my heart is with Timna. It really is. And she's our nation's favorite. But I definitely love Chris. And I also really like Tanya, of Chris and Tanya. Yeah. And you? Who's your favorite?
My favorite, Xavier and Tanya, I think, at this moment.
Guys, I don't know why I keep picking Xavier.
When Ross was like, when he looked at Tyler and he's like, Xavier, man, he's so funny. I was like, I feel you, Ross. That's why.
Xavier is the.
Do you know what it is? I had something for him in the beginning. Like I was like, wow, what a guy. But he doesn't know the difference between in love and
no, but he's not in love. But
we all
I'm not in love with him, so it's fine. And he doesn't. He can mess around with his girlfriends, but he's still my babe. But guys, thank you so much. This was lovely. I really loved talking to you.
Thanks for having us.
That's it from us. Let us know what you thought of this week's episodes of Love Island South Africa. You can find us on Facebook at What's IGN Crushing On. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Crashing On Pod. And yeah, tell us if you think that Mishka was the right choice for Xavier and whether you agree with us that it's time for Summer to go home. I'm sure you have lots of opinions. Bye.